All right, Kombat Konvo, you know what it is, man. We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the page. Thumbs up button if you like the content. So look, man, we're gonna talk about the Strickland fight. Du Plessis, and what our thoughts are. And some people are saying that he got robbed for a certain reason. So, I watched the fight. Strickland definitely won that fight. This is the bottom line. I think that Strickland's very outspoken, and a lot of people on certain sides don't like that. They don't like the fact that he speaks his mind, and Dana White even got questioned about it. And Dana White, some dude said, which is real crazy. He said, I know you give your fighters a longer leash than usual.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's nuts for you to say out loud. You should be fired for that. What does that even mean? Like, I understand what it means. Please don't get me twisted. But for you to say that in this climate today, I know you give your fighters a longer leash. Like, basically saying, like, look, these are all dogs, and you are the dog trainer. So Dana White came and said, what you mean by leash? I don't give my fighters, that's crazy for you to say that. I don't put my fighters on no leash. My thing is, like, what bothers me is guys like that, they usually are on the other side. And they get to say whatever they want. And when Strickland defends himself, or he says something that doesn't go with the narrative, then all of a sudden, he's this, he's that. But I can imagine if Strickland had came out and said, F MAGA, F Trump, anything like that, they would be okay with that. You wouldn't say, well, you shouldn't be talking about people like that. That's not right. You'll be okay with it. So, I'm going to let you go ahead. I had to sneeze. So, I'm going to let you go ahead, and then I'm going to come back and discuss how I felt about the fight. Go ahead.
Listen, man. I knew this was gonna happen. I definitely knew it was gonna happen. I knew that if Strickland don't knock him out, that he was gonna lose the fight by decision because they don't want the belt on somebody like Strickland. He's too outspoken. He's too charismatic. He's like he's like a villain. He's like a villain, but not in a bad way. He's just a villain, a very outspoken human being who, if you look at him first glance, you would say he's a villain. But if you get to know him or you just follow his career, you will see he's really not the villain. He's just portrayed as it because he's so outspoken. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did he even lose that fight? He didn't get knocked out. He didn't get submitted. When he was taken down, or whatever 6 times. He did nothing with him on the ground. He landed some shots. He landed some big shots. But they didn't do any significant damage. But Strickland put those paws on him. Like he was walloping him a lot. But I feel like because Du Plessis was stalking him the whole fight and he kept moving forward, and he has such an overwhelming presence that they can make you know what I'm saying, the argument, oh, Du Plessis won the fight. Even though we know and we watching, we know he ain't won the fight, but that's how it was panned out. You know what I'm saying? But overall, it was a good fight. It was a very exciting fight, but I just felt like Strickland was robbed. And I'm not even the biggest Sean Strickland fan, but you know what I mean? I haven't followed his career like that, but I do respect him as a fighter, especially, you know what I'm saying, his last few fights. I've really seen he's really stepped it up. So at the end of the day, man, he got robbed. He got robbed. I'm wondering if there's a rematch clause. Do you know if there's a rematch clause?
So this is what I believe is gonna happen. I don't know if it's a rematch, but this is what I believe is gonna happen. I believe they wanted the Plessis and Izzy fight.
Yeah.
If Izzy fights the Plessis and wins, he would fight Strickland again in another rematch. That's the better rematch. Now, if let's say Izzy loses, then Strickland fights the Plessis again in a rematch. That would make more sense to me, because what's the point of you and him fighting again? Izzy's been sitting on the sidelines, and you already know that the history that Izzy and Du Plessis have, that's a big fight. Mm-hmm. Now, is Izzy the number one contender to fight for the belt? I don't know. I don't even know who else is in that weight class.
He's not the number one contender. I think Izzy right now is like number 3 or 4 in the rankings. I think I don't want to say nothing wrong. The person I'm thinking that's the number one guy. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but I know as far as Izzy fell down to the rankings. He was around there, and then he fell down a few notches. So I believe he's at 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying, or maybe even 5. But I know he fell down the rankings because I seen something, but I don't know who's the number one guy. I want to say who I think it is, but I'm doubtful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen, but ideally it should happen. But what I think's gonna happen is none of them gonna fight each other. The Plessis's not gonna fight for another 6 months, probably to a year. Him being the champ. Strickland is not gonna fight again. So who will fight will be Izzy, whoever he's fighting next. We don't know, but that probably would be Izzy would probably be fighting in the summer, because all the other cards are done, all the way up until I believe the summer. So I don't know who Izzy's gonna fight. Like, I don't know. Like, if Du Plessis is the champ, then who is he gonna fight? I believe Pereira has a fight already. But he's a different champ in a different weight class. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. The UFC right now, I don't know what's really going on. Like I told you before, I feel like they're running out of fighters. They have to bring some new people in, which they do got some new people. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't. I know Mike. Isn't that's a real fight, right? Michael Venom Page in the other bull. I think that's the next fight.
Yeah, Michael the Venom Page. He's the guy that they've been comparing to John Jones. They got similar attributes.
But he's fighting the young other black bull.
Who?
Well,
Who's
I
fighting?
seen what's his name? The bull that lost to Hamza, the black bull.
You talking about Jamal? Talking about him?
The bull with the little afro that be talking to people when they on the ground.
Afro talk to people.
He be talking to people when they on the ground. Be like, that was a good punch, man. That was a good punch.
You talking about that? Oh, okay. Damn, I forgot his name. I know who you talking about.
Yeah, I heard they was
Oh
fighting.
yeah, he's funny. He's funny. That's gonna be a good fight because they both are trash talkers. Venom Page is very arrogant though.
Yeah,
He he lost when he was in Bellator and those other mainly Bellator. When he was in Bellator, he lost his fights. He lost only like maybe 2 or 3 fights, if I'm not mistaken. He lost his fights because you know what I'm saying he gets very arrogant, very very arrogant, and he played too much. You know what I'm saying? Damage that he could avoid, he takes the damage because he goof off too much. But he's very 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 talented. Like this dude did some wicked Super Saiyan Kamehameha kick or whatever to this one cat, and he knocked the dude clear out, bro. I've never seen a kick like that before. It was like some roundhouse spin. Uh, what's this hurricane kick from Street
yeah,
Fighter type? It
yeah.
knocked the dude clear out. I was like, yo, in the first round. It wasn't even like 10 seconds in, and he just did that, and it was over. And he just looked at him, and then he did that jitsu joint. And I was like, yo, these dudes are funny. But yeah, man,
He
dude is
lost to
nice.
boy, the Spanish boy.
Yeah, Spanish boy knocked him
He
out.
clipped him. He tried to
Yeah,
clip his leg.
that's one of the fights he lost. He lost another one too. And then he fought in the bare knuckle fighting league,
I
and
seen
he
that.
lost to do Mike something.
Yeah,
Like dude got hands. It was a great fight. And if he didn't showboat so much, he probably would have beat the guy.
yeah.
But bare knuckle fighting is a whole other animal. You know what I'm saying? But that was a good fight too.
So I mean, I gave Du Plessis that. I gave Du Plessis that loss. Sean
Yeah,
Strickland won
me
that
too.
fight, and I
Me
think
too.
that he was robbed for a certain reason, but I can't prove it. I'm just saying that's what I feel. It is
Yeah.
what it is. But hey, man, Kombat Konvo, you know what it is. See y'all. Peace. Bye.